Ashley Megan, and I'm going to discuss the life of a military child and how it prepares you for life. Growing up, your parents probably went to college and got a job, had a family, and continued to work at that same job. During this time, you might have moved maybe once or twice to a different city or a different house in your neighborhood, or you just stayed in one place. Now imagine if one of your parents' jobs required you and your family to get up and move every 3 years or so. From time to time, that parent had to go away for work, whether it was a couple of weeks, months, or even a year. They'd go to different countries, states, cities, oceans, or sometimes they'd travel the seas on a very large boat. You never get to see them, and communication is very limited. You were raised by a singular parent or by multiple family members. Over time, you learn how to deal with this person being gone and not to fear their absence, but to wait in excitement for their arrival. This is the life of a military child. The life of a military child is full of many challenges, but with support, one can be prepared for life as an adult. First, I will discuss the challenges of being a military child. Next, I'll talk about how being a military child can prepare one for adulthood. Then I will explain some positive aspects of this life bestowed upon a child. Firstly, I sat down with my sister Emma and had her explain to me the struggles and hardships of being a military child. The number one thing she mentioned first was missing all the firsts. The first days of school, the first birthdays, first walks, first bike rides, etc. She mentioned that it was extremely hard for her to start a new school with our dad being gone and not being there to help her brave the day. She also mentioned that leaving friends was a big struggle for her. As she's so young, she is able to make friends so easily, so losing them by leaving is a big thing for her. She's able to keep in touch with a good majority of her friends from our old home, but it's still a struggle to this day. Another thing she mentioned was having to adapt to new schools, new teachers, new curriculums, everything. Having to deal with the fact that your teacher teaches math a different way. Having to deal with the new dress codes that your new school puts in place. With all the challenges, being a military child can better prepare those for adulthood. According to the article, 5 ways being a military child prepares you for being an adult from military.com, it explains on how it will prepare you for life. One way is by explaining that life's not fair. No one's life is fair. Basically, you don't get everything that you want. When you want that new toy that just came out and your parents say no. Military children are used to that. They're also used to disappointments. Being disappointed that the fact that your mom told you your dad's going to be home this weekend from his deployment, just for that day to come and find out that his deployment got extended another 2 weeks. Or being told that your mother has to go fight another war and doesn't get to come home for about a year. You're also taught different perspectives on relationships, mostly friendships, but also romantic relationships. But for friendships, you are in this mindset that you're going to move in a year or two, so you either decide not to make any friends and just focus on school to get through the year, or you make the best out of it and make as many friends and do as possibly can before you have to get up and move. Long distance is a key thing that military children have to struggle with. They have to struggle with not knowing where their parent is or when they're coming home, or whether or not they're going to be able to FaceTime or Skype them again. But you begin to manage by realizing that life goes on when they're gone, and you get to start living your life instead of sitting there by the door waiting for them to come home. Finally, I will explain my personal experiences about some of the better parts of being a military child. But before I get too into that, I wanted to let you know that I have moved to 9 different houses. I've lived in 5 different states, 3 of which I lived in twice, and including Flagler College, I have been to 9 schools. Some benefits of moving would have to be you get to see these new places and see all the new scenery, the new forests, mountains, rivers, lakes, beaches, deserts, farmland, everything. You get to see all this new stuff that most people don't get to see in their entire lifetime. You also get the chance to start over. You get to become a different person in each state you live in, each country, each city, anything. Most people wish that they had the chance to start over as a new person in a new life. Well, military children get that chance. They get to become their own person and be who they want to be. You also get to experience a bunch of different experiences, such as meeting new people, making new friends, like creating bonds that you hope that'll last forever. You get to experience new cultures, see different ways that people live their lives on a daily basis. You get to go to new schools, meet all these different teachers, learn new things, learn a different language that your old school didn't teach. But through all the challenges, the preparation, and the best parts of being a military child, all that I have explained is just the tip of the iceberg on being a military child. Now imagine this. You're at home and your parent screams. You run to see what happened, and you see your other parent standing in the doorway, back from deployment 2 weeks early. Imagine the feeling that you get seeing this person. Imagine all the emotions going on in your head, knowing that they're home safe from their deployment. That feeling is a normal feeling for military children. Being able to see your parents as they walk through that door, running and jumping into their arms and hugging them as much as possible, and not wanting to let go. Both my parents were in the Navy. My dad for 22 years and my mom for only a couple. I could not be more proud of my parents for what they did for this country to help it become what it is today. And I'm so thankful for the life they gave my sister and I. Their decision to join is what shaped my sister and I into the strong, independent women we are today. I could not ask for a better life than this. And as they say in the military, home is where the military sends you.